Welcome to Bro Taste This.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us here back at Bro Taste This for another exciting episode of Vida y Vino, where we break down drinks, food, news, and our childhood trauma. You know that voice. As always, it's me, your host, that knows the most. It's I, Phill Golden Corral. With me, as always, is my two lovely hosts. It's Juan Legend.
Thank you, homie.
And Leo.
Hello.
Now joining us today is our better half, Luis Pablo. He is currently stuck in traffic. We wish him the best, and hopefully he can groove on by in these tough times.
It's because those big cities have a lot of traffic.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was saving a girl from a falling bridge.
That some lady fell down a well.
Yeah, like Sally.
Yeah, he's out there talking to the dogs.
You know, just being a true like neighborhood superhero.
Mm-hmm. A superhero is what we need, and maybe a superhero that can hit me in my nuts. Because today we're trying out the Nutcracker. You see that smooth transition there, boys?
What a beautiful transition. Cheers.
Beautiful. Cheers. Yep. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about all kinds of good news and bad news. A lot of somber news, but we're going to finish up with a delicious breakdown of the movie The Menu. And then we're going to anticipate next week's episode with our own challenge of the menu. Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge. But, yeah, let's get into some good news. Do you guys see that lady cop that got fired from...
She did get fired?
Yeah, she got fired.
Okay.
She got fired and 6 other cops got fired. There's actually 11 positions available at that precinct that are, like, available there.
Well, they should fill up really quickly.
Bro,
now that they know what goes on, like, hell yeah.
For real. I always thought that, like, cops was just, like, being lazy, eating donuts, like, going to the hot dog stands, like, shaking them down, like, hey, give me a free hot dog, you know?
Yeah.
Like they do in the movies. Nah, bro, they're, like, reportedly, they're in the, most of the, like, the DNA swapping happened in, like, the gym, rec room. So, like, the rec room, gym room, is just, the weight room is just filled with, like, dudes. It's, like...
Training, running Eiffel Towers on lady cops.
Reportedly.
You know,
it sounds like the military, dude.
You know, there's like 1 or 2 guys that were just actually trying to work out. They're on the treadmill like, what the hell's going on over there? Or like at least wipe down like that.
Exactly.
It's like, why is there a circle of guys around Cindy?
Why don't they have shirts on?
They're on the rack. He's like, why is this protein powder so crusty?
Why can we see all of their asses?
He's like, don't matter, grind, don't stop. He's like, oh.
But I mean, that's love. That's true love. Because reportedly the husband is still like staying with her.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, I did hear that.
You know,
what a simp, right, Phil?
simp?
That's what you want to say?
No.
Say what you want to say, Phil.
I'm all about the matrimony, the holy matrimony of marriage.
Yeah.
So if they're willing to stick by that and not like sin and get divorced, then yeah. Because if you get a divorce, what is that, Catholic, right? I'm a good Catholic boy. If you get divorced, that's like a big no-no in like Catholicism.
But so is infidelity and all that. Infidelity is like bigger than divorce. Supposedly.
Yeah, but supposedly.
As a non-practicing person.
As a non-practice Catholic myself, I'm like, whatever the president is, I am too. If Joe Biden's a Catholic, I'm a Catholic.
Yeah? Is that how that works?
Exactly.
Okay.
The last 4 years were pretty wild. I'll tell you that.
What if George Santos was president?
George Santos?
Yeah.
I'd be dragged then.
You'd be... Okay.
I'd be in drag.
And a little Jewish.
Yeah. Are you talking about George Santos or George DeSantis?
No, George Santos.
The
And
cheater?
it's Ron DeSantis, not George DeSantis.
Dude, dyslexia strikes again, bro.
That or my racism. All the white people look the same. They all look the same underneath drag.
George Santos is pretending to be Latino. Or no, Jewish, right? See, I'm messing up his story.
Yeah, man. Like, that reminds me of like one time when I was like still in high school, and Scott Walker was the governor, and like our geography teacher asked like, "Oh, do you guys know Scott Walker?" And when somebody in our class raised their hand, they're like, "Oh, the guy from Fast and Furious."
Paul Walker.
Yeah.
Hey, rest in peace.
It's like, wait a minute.
Simpler times, dude.
Hey, gone too soon.
Simpler times.
Gone too soon.
And you don't have to keep up with too much.
Oh yeah. He, honestly, if he would have stayed alive, I bet you a lot of bad things would have came out of him. I bet you if he would have been alive a couple more
Dude,
years.
it honestly seems like almost, a lot of people.
Especially
get
around
caught
that
up-
time period.
Get caught up doing stupid stuff. And lately.
Mm-hmm. Especially him being like in the 2000s, young, into cars. This is a recipe for a bad guy.
Fake cop.
Mm-hmm. But unlike Paul Walker, this is a recipe for a good beer and a good time. What are you guys tasting from this nutcracker? From what is this, Kansas, Missouri?
Yeah, Kansas City, Missouri.
We're not in Kansas anymore, folks.
This is called Boulevard Brewing Company Nutcracker Winter Warm Ale. It's 38 IBUs or international bitter units and 7.8 alcohol.
That's pretty high alcohol
it's
for
a
a beer.
high alcohol beer, but it doesn't feel like it. Like
It tastes like.
it tastes like like a lower ABV.
Yeah, I don't know where like the winter flavors are coming from, but all it tastes is like a mild IPA.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that. I taste like a nuttiness. Like instead of like a citrusy IPA, like almost like a nutty, slightly funky IPA.
I see where the funk is coming from. It's it's got that rhythm. It's got that bass to it. Like a good funk.
Yeah.
That's how I like my
Absolutely.
funk. A lot of bass, a lot of notes, a lot of dark notes. Funk, yeah. I mean, as far as a winter ale, I don't really see like that nutmeg or like that cherry kind of flavor, right? But I do see where you guys coming from. It's like a mild IPA. It's like a good like dark.
Like it
beer.
doesn't have that super like harsh like bitterness afterwards, but
Yeah.
when you smell it, you're like, if you were to just like smell it randomly, be like, this is probably an IPA.
Mm-hmm.
The flavors that I say I mostly get are like nuttiness, like a slightly bitter nut, and vanilla.
All right.
But it looks to be pretty brown, but it's also hard because we didn't pour it into a glass. So
Yeah.
it's hard to tell what the true color is.
Hey, but man, you know what they say? Once you go brown, you'll never frown. And that's a good note to end this on. I would definitely recommend this to my friends. A bro rating, 3 out of 5. It's a good, solid. It's not going to blow your socks out of the water, but it's not going to disappoint you if you're into IPAs or beers.
Very true. Cheers.
You have two of these while watching Elf or something, you'll fall right asleep.
Exactly. Or if you have two of them while you're watching Rick and Morty, you'll go on your computer and write an angry, stern email. Which I was this close to do this. This close.
What were you going to write an email about?
To Hulu, saying that we can't support this. And then after Hulu, Wendy's. You got to cut your partnership with Rick and Morty.
Wendy's has a partnership?
Yes. Every time I watch Hulu, I just get ads with like, Rick coming through and say that, don't read that. We're doing a paid sponsorship. Very meta. And then Wendy's is like the bad guy. They're like trying to get their commercial time. Ha 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 ha. But like, that's another good point. Besides, Rick and Morty being, Justin Rollin, whatever his name is, being a sexual predator.
Phill, do you consider yourself a social justice warrior?
I no.
No.
I don't like the term social justice warrior, but I think that like if you're a fucking creep and you have a position of power, then like yeah, if you make a significant impact in culture, you should check yourself. So if that calls me a social justice warrior, then I'll gladly die in that too.
Fair. That's
Thank
cool.
you. Thank you.
That was kind of beautiful. Was that a haiku? I didn't count the syllables.
No, that's my testimony as they jail me out, as they put me in the Hannibal stretcher, as they wheel me into the psychiatric ward. I'm a good one.
I'm a good one.
It's like,
I was standing up for you, nurses.
it's like, I don't want to say this in front of the camera, so like, I stand with women and their struggles. It's like, is that recorded?
Who did that? But no, it's damn, I forgot my point I was gonna make.
I guess like I'm just kind of surprised. Like lately, you have had very strong stances on like not enjoying any creeps like art anymore.
Well, I mean, it's just you perpetuate the culture. It's
Fair.
just, you know, if you stop it, then
I think it's kind of beautiful.
yeah, out of sight, out of mind. It's like a
Cheers to you, Phil. I think you're setting a really great example for a lot of men out there, including myself.
Well, honestly, it's not even me. I want to give this a cheers to the foster parents that adopt kids that, like, you know, out of sight, out of mind. That, like, motif of, like, treat them like your stepson. You know, ignore
I don't know
them.
where you're going with this. You lost
I was
me.
trying to follow it.
I was trying to. You know what?
You went with,
I think I
like-
take my cheers back. I don't know what you just
Something-
He's
said.
gonna ignore the problem.
Something about
What?
creeps all of a sudden to foster parents. I'm like, what?
I thought I was just embracing.
I don't think we should talk about that in the same sentence. We don't want to like associate foster parents do good work. We shouldn't talk about them right after talking about creeps.
And then,
Oh, no.
And then this guy's like out of sight, out of mind.
It's like, treat them like your stepkids. Like what? What are you guys treat them like your
What are you
stepkids?
saying, dude?
Like I said, I'm glad that we all stand in this.
It's like first of all, give me that camera. They're the real kids.
those are our real children right up there. But I'm gonna put that down.
Were you guys anywhere? Did you guys go out to eat anywhere interesting this week?
Yes. Well, I went to. Well, first we started off the day with it was like me and my girlfriend. We went up to the domes in Milwaukee. Really cool, really cheap. I mean, it's like you see all these like different plants. Like they have like these different domes with like different kind of plants. Like one of them was like desert. I remember you see a bunch of cactus and like sand.
Yeah, because it's different biomes
Yeah.
and like environments, right?
What's that place called? It's like Mitchell's
The
something.
Mitchell Park domes.
Mitchell Park Domes, yeah.
And
Yeah.
after that, we went to one of
That
my
place is
favorite
beautiful.
places when I was living in Milwaukee. It's called Kawa Ramen and Sushi. I think there's like 2 or 3. It's like a mini chain, but specifically the one on North Murray Avenue in Milwaukee.
How do you pronounce it? Kawa?
Yeah, Kawa Ramen and Sushi.
Like Kawabunga? Kawabunga, dude.
Well, anyway, they have some of the best ramen I've ever had. And I've tried ramen for like a bunch of different places, but that one for some reason just,
It hits
it's so
different.
good.
Nice.
Specifically the Hellfire ramen. I always get it at the spicy level. So good.
You're over there slurping in some
What's
good
your
spicy
favorite protein
broth.
with the ramen?
Well, that one already comes with like it's the pork belly, so it's not like extra.
Pork belly is
yeah.
awesome. It's hard to beat.
And
be
then
honest.
it has like bamboo, seaweed,
Yeah,
and all they give you is like the chopsticks and the weird spoon.
yeah.
And then they say like slurp it up, so you're there like.
Oh, that's awesome. Feeling like Naruto and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
All the pork belly.
That's
Down
awesome.
your gullet.
Down
Anyway,
our
dude,
gullet.
I used to go to that place all the time.
You like
'Cause
my
it was
word
like right there,
That Burger King gullet.
and it's
Oh,
a really
yeah.
good. Recommend it.
Recommend. How many bros out of how many, Leo?
Honestly, just because like I had been going there for a while, specifically the ramen, because the sushi is pretty good too. But I will admit it's like kind of Americanized. Like it's like
A lot
fried,
of cream cheese.
like fried like sushi, and I'm like, I don't know where part of Japan that comes from, but
What part-
the
what-
ramen specifically itself was really. I recommend the ramen like 4.5 out of 5.
What region of Japan has like the deep fryer
Yeah,
for
like-
sushi?
What region of Japan has fried jalapenos with avocado?
I'll take that with a side of French fries, please. If you're all on big on the sushi train, there's a all you can eat sushi place up Milwaukee, Gin Sushi. You all ever hear about that?
No, tell me more. I'm actually very intrigued.
Yeah, it shares the same parking lot. Gin that one. It shares the same parking lot with a men's DXL, which is like the big and tall for like clothing and all that stuff.
Has a really good rating.
Oh yeah, they get delicious sushi in there. All you can eat,
It looks amazing.
and
It's all you can eat sushi.
yep.
Right,
The price is not that bad too. It's like $25. All you can eat, comparable to Sushi King. It's a little bit further than Sushi King for depending on where your region is. But if you're in the Milwaukee, Geneva area, definitely make the drive
Dude, I
to
gotta go.
Gin Sushi. It's really good.
I think we should do like one of those like how the Try Guy used to do it, like start off by prices.
We should.
Yeah.
Great idea, Leo.
But, like-
Great idea.
for all you can eat
We'll
sushi.
do like a Chinese buffet, like try their sushi. Then we'll go to like a more authentic like buffet, and then or like not even buffet, but like an authentic sushi restaurant. And for the final one, the viewers will send us to Japan to try actual sushi.
The viewers will. They'll all Patreon us like $50.
We'll start a GoFundMe, like send these guys to Japan. And it's just us, like.
Dude, speaking of Milwaukee,
what's up?
What
man?
are your guys' favorite bars in Milwaukee?
I guess the only bar I really have been to has either been Hamburger Mary's, right? Which is famous for their hamburgers.
I would have never guessed.
That and they have a drag show every weekend. That's like the hot spot for drag shows.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
about
for
you,
me,
Leo?
it's I have like 3 that I really like, where like they seem to be kind of like standards at this point. Every time I go up there, I usually like go to all of them. For Up Down is like you can go any time of the year. It's like indoor, but they have a bunch of like old retro arcades.
Yeah, Uptown is awesome.
Super cool. Another one that I really like, but this one's like specifically for the summer because like the vibes that are super cool in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
It's called The Garage, and it's just literally like what it sounds like. It's just like in tiny little indoor area, and everything's outside. They have a bunch of seating outside.
Do they play music?
Yeah, they have music there.
I think they follow us on Instagram.
The Garage.
Yeah.
Dude, that bar is so
For
cool.
real?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
What's up?
Oh, shout out to the Garage because, like, dude, you sit outside. They have all these fancy cushions, like fires. In the summer, Milwaukee streets are always packed. Doesn't matter what
I
day,
haven't
time
gone
of
there.
day.
I haven't been.
Shout
I
out
gotta
to
go there.
Scam Likely for
And
that.
also another one is the Outsider. It also has a small little outdoor area, but it's also super cozy, super good drinks.
Wait,
and they
the
have
Outsider?
Yeah, the Outsider.
Is it like a theme greaser theme restaurant? Like everyone's in leather
Like, now that
jackets.
you mention it.
I mean, I don't think it's like that. Well, I haven't ate at the restaurant. Usually, I just go out to the outside area. But they had a lot of they had a lot of drinks on their menu, but a lot of them seemed to have like a lot of Hispanic like type of
Cool.
influences. Like they would use
Wow.
like tajin, like horchata, and all that. And I'm like, oh, it's pretty good.
That's
Okay.
dope. What
But-
kind of food did they do there?
Well, I'd never gone through like the food part,
You,
but
you've
like
been at the bar, yeah.
yeah, like
Mhm.
to the bar area.
That's pretty cool. They have like a little bit of the Mexican culture into it.
Is it, Phil? Is that really how you feel?
Yeah, I think if you represent it in a good way, culture appropriation can be a good thing. I really do. And you know who
Okay.
else shares with me that statement?
What? Who?
Gwen Stefani.
Cool. Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Well, okay, so you guys don't know about this?
No.
You guys haven't heard about this? She got a lot of backlash for like a music video she did in like maybe 2000, 2004, where like I think it's 2008. Well, in the 2000s for sure. She did like an Asian dance and like talked about how like she's like kawaii and all this bullshit like that, and people called her out like
What does kawaii mean?
kawaii is like an anime or like a not even an anime thing. It's like a Japanese way of saying, "Oh, that's cute." It's kind of like slang. It's slang for like saying like, "Oh, dude, that sounds fleek," or "That's
Okay.
I'm top G."
Okay.
Is that still slang?
Yeah, that is.
Or like now that he's in jail, we can't say
That
he's.
still flies. No,
We're top
you
Gs
can
or
say it
bottom
whenever
Gs.
you want.
Yeah, but she got in trouble for that, and then she went on like a talk show recently. I forgot which one it was. Maybe Seth Meyers. Can you look up Gwen Stefani's culture appropriation? She went on a talk show and saying that like it's okay. She doesn't see any like repercussions if you represent it in a good way. And the way that the outsiders and like most of these like suburban areas are like enculturating culture, I think it's okay. Because in Milwaukee, I mean, look at La Casablanca.
Yeah.
All of them are Mexican. None of them are like,
There's no Arab dudes in there cooking.
literally,
for
they're all
us.
Mexican dudes. There's my girl.
Damn, she's looking
I love her.
funny. I don't know. That picture is not too kind.
Japanese culture, yeah.
I don't know. Like, I feel like that's one of those like topics where it's like, is it wrong to dress up as another culture just because like you weren't born there, or
Yeah, sometimes it's appropriation, sometimes it's appreciation.
yeah, like
Well, damn.
who decides who? Because
Yeah.
like when you obviously like if you go to like a different country, you're gonna want to be like, oh, let me like try like what they
Try
were
to
like.
fit in a little bit and
Yeah.
be respectful of the local customs.
True, but then again, you got like famous celebrity Margaret Cho, who's like a a legend within the comedy and the funny Asian lady circuit. But like, I guess there's backlash to it. It's like the appropriation of like a blackface, which I guess that's
I think it's kind of hot.
You think it's hot?
I think it's kind of hot.
I mean, this is the equivalent of like girls going to Jamaica getting dreadlocks.
I think she's like the equivalent of like a X-Men mutant
Gwen Stefani expresses no regrets.
who
Hell
can
yeah.
shapeshift between different races and ethnicities. Tell me you wouldn't think that that'd be hot as fuck.
I think her response
if
is
your
pretty
partner
hot.
could do that.
Here, you want to read that? She states,
No, you read it to me.
She says that we didn't allow each other to share our cultures. What would we be? We take pride in your culture and have traditions, and then you share them for new things to be created.
that's valid.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense because like sometimes like it could be like appropriation, but most of the time it's like the world is so connected nowadays that you see something that's getting popular, you kind of start doing it.
Yeah,
you're not really thinking about the color of your skin. You're just kind of like,
Why do you keep trying to cancel everyone, Phil?
Well, I mean, first off, Justin Rowland is like a sexual predator who like groomed a bunch of young kids and beat the shit out of his wife.
See,
And he
there's
should rightfully
bigger
be
problems
canceled.
in the world than.
Should rightfully be canceled.
And like that's why Gwen Stefani. That's why I agree with Gwen Stefani. On to brighter news. I support the war in Iraq. I think we should go out there, establish democracy, and give them Chili's. We go out there, we give them Applebee's, we give them Chili's, we give them all culture. We give back for once.
I wish I had a shoe to take off and throw at you.
I mean, that's what we're fighting there for, right?
Why the fuck did you just bring that up? What does it have to do with Gwen Stefani, you fuck?
That has Gwen Stefani was just the foot in the door. I'm talking about culture as a whole. If we had to put our spin in culture appropriation, I was in Thailand for a little bit, and they had like their American section of like groceries, which
What
is
was there?
cereal, Pringles.
Do they not have their own cereal? Is that not a thing for them?
Well, I mean, they had Cap'n Crunch. So like, I mean, American
Cap'n
cereal.
Crunch. Say what you want about American culture, but it's the most like overspreading in the world.
Yeah,
because we got Twinkies, we got corn dogs.
Our culture is like factory produced. That's our culture.
We reach everywhere.
Yeah, our apologies. We're so good at it.
Like it's mostly what, like junk food and pop music.
Yeah, pop culture
and hip hop.
Yeah, pop music. That's what I'm saying.
And rap and blue jeans.
Yeah.
Fashion.
American culture brought down the Soviet Union, brought down the USSR.
Yeah, that is true. We didn't win on the war. We just went on culture by like making so many movies and telling people like, hey, maybe you shouldn't be oppressed. Rocky was out there like punching the Soviets. They're like, hell yeah. Even the Soviets were like, yeah, I don't want to be part of this anymore.
Yeah, we're the cheaters. That guy's cool. It's pretty like crazy. Like it literally was like culture like that, and like just across the wall, David Hasselhoff was like number one, and they're like, yes, we got to get over there somehow.
There's one of those things that you don't hear about because you're always thinking like, oh, it's just like, oh, they had like build more things, build them. Now it's just like TV and like media and like music all around the world that was like changing things.
They were over there living like the Middle Ages, just fucking trying to get into like their car system, their infrastructure was like, it's like Cuba. How Cuba for the longest time is the only cars on the island were just like cars from the 60s. So there's these old pieces of shits going down the street and breaking down and all that stuff because nothing was going in there.
Yeah. Well, I don't know like how true this was, but I remember like reading a story that like a lot of like Russian immigrants realized how like bad it was like in the Soviet Union when they would show up to like a middle town in like the middle of Texas and go to a grocery store and see there's a bunch of options, and then like over there they had none. It's like, what? It was like this random small town in Texas and there's a bunch of options.
And that was like pre-internet, so like culture shock in reality.
Yeah, I heard the Russian president had a reaction like that about the grocery stores as well.
It's crazy. I mean, that's why American culture is good. I had my first world culture shock when I went to Thailand, and I went to like the museum because I love museums and I love like It says like public landmarks and history and all this bullshit like that. Go to the bathroom, right?
All this bullshit.
All this garbage. You know, I'm a big fan of it, right?
I'm a big fan of this bullshit.
But speaking of shit, I go into the bathroom to take a poop, and like it's legit. It's just like a hole in the ground, and like there's no toilet paper. There's like a hose.
Bro, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, and so the honest to God story. Like first week, I'm like, look at the museums. I gotta go poop. After this experience, I always carry toilet paper with me, but I didn't have anything to wipe my ass with, so I just had the hose, and I don't know how to aim the hose.
Yeah, without like squirting it all over yourself.
And I got my pants, so I had
soaking wet. Yeah,
there I was wearing khakis, just brown khakis. So like I looked like I just like had bad diarrhea. I'm walking around in these like khaki stained like. You know, there's just like wet from the trying to wipe my ass.
Yeah,
you know,
It's like
you should have just taken them off at that point
and just walk around in my boxers.
Yeah.
No way,
a
bro.
Little bit.
In a foreign country, bro.
Or else you were gonna walk around with like wet ass all day.
I did. I went to the bus. I went back to my host and was like, I gotta change, man. and after that, walked around with a backpack, toilet paper on me, web wipes. Hell yeah. That's America right there, baby.
America. Hell yeah. Bro, solving problems like that in third world countries.
Last summer when all the memes were going around how like it got super hot in Europe, and then like, you know, sometimes you like hate America, but then you get the AC and it's like USA motherfucker. Like, red, white, and blue. You guys ever see those? It was like, damn. Sometimes I hate this country, and all of a sudden it'd be like USA, and then be like with the AC.
There's a wave of like old people dying. It was like the hottest record ever in England.
Yeah, it was like there were a bunch of old people dying over here, like a cool 70 degrees.
We're standing in front of the Walmart, just like.
Standing in front of the heaters of the big buildings in Chicago.
Mm-hmm. Sorry about that, folks. We're just having a good time here. But yeah, no. Here at Bro Taste This, we are very anti-sexual predators, and
they're the worst.
They're the worst, and we're pro cultural appropriation.
The best.
The best.
That's why the more Americanized the sushi, the better.
Exactly.
Sushi needs extra avocado.
It's like Mexicans will be complaining that like Taco Bell isn't like actual Mexican food, and they'll go get sushi with like jalapenos in it. Like, what part of Japan is that from?
Bro, I'm guilty of that shit, bro. It's like if half of my sushi isn't fried, bro, I don't want it.
You don't trust it? Nasty.
I love.
It's like if the fish is raw, that ain't food.
No,
that's prime time right
personally,
there.
I love me some raw fish.
Yeah, I also really like it.
I'm still a sucker for the fried shit too. You know.
Hey,
I love me both.
It's hard to beat old habits. Speaking of beating old habits, you went out recently to the Magpipes or Maggie's or something?
Oh, Moxie's.
Moxie's, there we go.
Yeah, I went out to this little place in Lisle, Illinois, for picking up the pictures and the video for the wedding.
What?
We picked up the pictures and the video for the wedding, and I guess it's safe to announce that on here we're probably gonna like host a little like dinner or something and invite some people over and
clap. We
can watch it together.
Clap.
And yeah, I think that would be really fun because everybody had a lot of fun that night. We saw it on video. People were like, we should do this again. And honestly, one of the funniest was Emiliano Leo. He like, remember that trend video that like they gave you a microphone and they gave you a drink and they were like, hey, tell me what number drink this is, and then at the end of the night they say the same thing.
Yeah.
This is my first drink.
Emiliano had a hilarious reaction. He was like, yeah, this is my first drink, and then at the end he was like, this is like my 8th drink, but like, guys, we got to do this again. This is so much fun. We really got to do this again. Like so many people had hilarious.
We got to get married so much.
Yeah, he was like, we got to do this again. We really got to get. Yeah, essentially, you guys got to get married again. You know?
You guys got to book the church. You guys got to get really hot. You guys got to get.
Did it show in the video how hot it was that day? We're all like
a little bit, but not as much. You would think it'd be more. It kind of looks like we're wearing makeup, if anything.
It really.
It kind of acted like a natural makeup.
It's just.
We just look like a slight glisten to us, you know.
It wasn't a slight glisten though. We're like,
Yeah.
We were like drinking. I was like, damn, this is like the fourth one. I haven't gotten drunk at all.
The worst thing, about the heat is like the different people just like randomly fanning themselves with paper plates, bro. Dude, we should have handed out some like Chinese style like fans. That
Oriental.
are they?
You're not supposed to use that word anymore.
I thought it was better than Chinese.
No. I don't know what. You know what?
You're not supposed to use Oriental anymore unless it compares to rice.
Them paper fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll go Crouching Tiger paper fans. That's what it's called.
Yeah. That is what it's
A
called.
lot better.
A lot better. Sorry about that.
Wait, they didn't say it's better than Chinese. Like, that's where they're from. What are you supposed to say?
Yeah, we just came up with it. Crouching Tiger paper fans.
All right.
It's
That sounds more offensive.
we're probably gonna have to cut that out. And we're back, folks. No, but all jokes aside.
Yeah, this little pub that I was telling you about, Moxie's
Oh
pub.
no, I was talking about the wedding video.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. With that, all that going on, like we're probably gonna invite most of the of our crew that like we had being there, but we're also like I went to this town to pick up the video and all the pictures and all that, and I happened to stop by at a place just because like this guy was super unprofessional, bro. Like
Really?
it took him like forever to get in contact with us every time. Like it would take him like weeks, like a month, to like return phone calls, emails.
Low key, I kind of forgot that like this was the whole thing to begin with.
Yeah.
It's been so long.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
It's been like, what, 6 months?
It's been like 4 months. Yeah, like like 4 or 5 now. It's gonna be 5 now, but like 4.5. Yeah, and like he took forever, dude. He was so unprofessional. Like, and then when we were there, he they were at the developers. Like, so then, like, we were there, and, like, he was going to give us all our shit. But then he was like, oh, my God, I forgot the photos, like, 40 minutes away. And then he had to go drive and pick them up and come back.
damn, so you had to wait
Dude,
in town
yeah,
for another
so
40 minutes?
We went out to eat and shit. And that's where I got those interesting whiskeys and liquors that I showed you.
Oh, okay. So,
Yeah.
nice. And that's going to be a future video coming up, potentially Sunday. Or if this is already out, our latest video that just came out on Sunday. But I was tasting a lot of corn liqueurs and corn infusions, which doesn't sound that good.
Corn whiskey. Yeah.
But I want to show you folks, this is going to knock you guys in the dirt. Some of us don't have dicks, so I can't say it's going to knock your dick in the dirt. But I'll knock you in the dirt for sure.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
this little pub in Lyles, Illinois, Moxie's Pub, I believe. Great place, bro. The chef was out there like saying hi to everybody, like greeting everybody by hand.
Gesundheit.
Every dish we had there was fucking delicious and phenomenal. Like I would probably give like a 4 or above for every dish that we tried.
Wow.
Like we tried 3 things. We tried calamari fries, which were phenomenal. Like calamari that's been, instead of slivered into circles, like slivered like julienne style, like long and thin strips that have been breaded and look like fries, right? And then you dip them into the cocktail sauce, and obviously cocktail sauce is fucking delicious.
Hell yeah.
In addition to that, I had their hipster burger.
Hipster burger? What is that?
Their hipster burger involved in a IPA beer that was cooked into their like white cheddar cheese blend. That they like
Beer cheese?
Yeah, so it was a IPA beer cheese.
Whoa.
And I believe there was also like some bacon fat in there.
Okay,
And,
yeah.
And then they like poured that cheese sauce over like 2 perfectly house blended patties, like that they blended with steak, chuck, and like all the other cuts of meat.
Inspired by like the techno house music. Boom, 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 boom,
Yes.
boom, boom, boom.
They were probably playing that to the cows as they were killing them.
Yeah.
As well. Yeah.
In the slaughterhouse.
Exactly. You know, like Mozart and Babies, but the house music.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was a great burger. A little bit sweet. I couldn't tell where the sweetness was coming from.
Okay.
But there was like a slight sweetness to it that was there. So that one I would probably say was like the 4. But like the things that impressed me the most was the calamari fries and their Caesar salad, dude.
Caesar salad.
I had a Caesar salad that was so fucking amazing.
Damn.
I had like asparagus and cucumber in there, so it wasn't like a super traditional one, but it was, and it was also like pretty like acidic, like limey or lemony. I couldn't tell where it was coming from, but I loved it, dude, and Alo loved it as well.
I'm surprised you said salad was like the one that like really knocked it out of the park.
Knocked it out of the park, yeah.
Because like people was just like, you know, we've worked in the restaurant business a couple of years. They just throw like salad together, lettuce, and like the top of the the iceberg and shit like that. So it's good to hear that like, you actually had flavor with yours.
It was really good. It was amazing.
Citrusy. It wasn't just drenching like vinaigrette.
Yeah. Yeah. Nope.
You know.
And like for a Caesar salad, you expect it to be like creamy and cheesy almost, and while it did have some of that, it was also very acidic and like delicious.
Thank you everybody for tuning in back to us. Give a quick shout out to everyone listening at home for letting us enjoy this delicious nutcracker from the Boulevard Brewing Company. Shout out to the Boulevard Brewing Company for letting us have this delicious drink.
It's like
Shout
all
out
your
for the
donations pay for these drinks, so thank you. We want to thank you.
Mm-hmm. And keep the subscription going up. We're almost at 100. We're a good 60 away or so.
Yeah, then
40 away.
Luis and Phill will make out.
And then we're gonna do the cold plunge in Lake Geneva. And then after that, we'll be 400 away from all four of us kissing. Wow. By the way, I saw the poll that they had on Instagram. There's a lot of people that want us to kiss.
How many?
12.
That's like a good 20% of our subscribers. So
that is pretty high actually.
It's I was the only no. You can see who voted. I was like the only one that said no.
it's like 90% want us to, and like 10% don't.
Yeah. But yep, tune in. And thank you for supporting us and all this stuff. And we're gonna take it home with a little personal project that not project, but a passion we like to talk about here. It's always a discussion we always talk about here. This is
a very doom and gloom podcast.
Exactly the possibility of
strong
AI.
Dale Gribble energy.
The possibility of AI and how we can integrate that in the podcast, and maybe we can do a virtual podcast where we have younger, better looking version of ourselves. Yeah. Kind of to
your digital cuckold theory.
Exactly. Thank you.
Yeah. See, I listen.
Yeah, I was going to say, you listen.
I listen.
We'll be closer and achievable to that. But you saw the movie Megan, didn't you? And that's heavy AI.
How did that make you feel, Leo?
Honestly, like, it's one of those things that, like, the movie wasn't, like, badly written, but it definitely wasn't a scary movie.
Mm-hmm.
And, like...
It was more of a comedy, like, right?
Not even, like, a comedy. It's more like... Yeah, it had some suspense, but it had, like, some actual, like... Because at first I thought it was going to be bad, and, like, the AI was just bad for no reason, but it had, like, some intriguing questions, like, when you give an AI an objective, it'll, like, find any way to do it. Mm-hmm. And, like, that's what it does, like... They told, well, I guess it's more of a spoiler, but not really. You can tell by the trailer what's going to happen. Like, but they create, like, this whole AI that learns how to learn by itself. And then they tell it, like, hey, make sure this child is happy no matter what it takes. And then that's what it did.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's, like, one of those things that you, like, start to question, like, with AI, you got to be very, very specific. Because if you just, like, tell it to do something, it's always going to be, like, the most efficient and, like, take every resource off the internet on how to do it.
Yeah.
Yep. It's going to fulfill its achievement or its purpose no matter what.
Yeah.
There is no...
we'll never know the butterfly effect.
No consequences to their action, kind of a thing.
Of its actions.
Which is maybe the future for, as Leia was saying, it just takes all the information that's available to it. Kind of like what the Chat GPT from the, which is like a text-to-text AI format. You essentially put a prompt of like, give me an article representing the toxicity in gaming, and it's gonna like give you like a paragraph that's like something you would read off from like the Wall Street Journal, or like or even these like IGN.com or
Gatuo. It would give you like a writer level quality writing.
Exactly. And like it's just from like giving it some prompts, and you can go off from that. It's getting so sophisticated where like colleges are having to like changed their curriculum to combat this, which is bonkers to think about, because we all can agree that the education system has been broken for a long time, and it took like the advancement of technology.
I think it was totally fair every year that it's been created, except for the years that I was in it.
Mm-hmm.
All those years they were broken. When we graduated, though, it's been totally fair.
Yeah, once we were out of the rat race, it's like,
it
what,
makes sense.
they earned it.
Yeah,
Get that student debt.
yeah.
That's the culture appropriation I want to bring to everywhere else.
But I didn't mean to cut you off, buddy. What were you saying before that, though?
The American education system is kind of I don't know how to say it.
Your favorite? Amazing.
Well, I mean, I do have a background in teaching. Thank you.
For 6 months, bro.
And kids are little pieces of shit. Like,
No matter what the media says, they're the fucking worst.
We are pro culture appropriation.
they try to portray them as
anti-kids
just
podcast.
like, oh, they learn from adults, but no, they learn from other little kids, and
Yeah.
they'll group up on you.
And they'll gang up on you in the hall.
Mhm.
They'll start
Megan-
asking questions like, why are you ugly? You don't know how to answer that.
That's an AI kid, wasn't it, or something like that?
Yeah,
Why is
I'm
your
a-
facial hair so patchy? Yeah, Phil. What were the Thai little kids bullying you with?
No, the kids loved me back there. I was a fun teacher.
Didn't you like tell us about how you would give them the wrong words for stuff?
Oh,
constantly?
I've mentioned this story in the podcast before, but there's this one little girl that was really good with English. She was like very smart too, and like she like made me a Sword Art Online like little poster thing, because I would draw. This is back when I was, poetic, and like I was in love, and like I would write poems, and I would like draw Goku just to be artistic and whatnot. I had some pretty decent Gohans, because
Yeah, of course.
the
of
key to
course.
Dragon Ball Z drawings is that if you get just the shapes in line, you can go from there, because all
As-
of their heads are big and their hair is big. So
Yeah, you were way above.
I was a man of culture.
You still are. Yeah, you're a man of culture.
So
How
like
you guys like to be referred to?
she the student like made a Sword Art Online. Have you guys ever seen that?
That sounds like a porn site, but I don't think that's what
I
you're
haven't
talking
seen
about.
it, but I've heard about it. Like,
Yeah, Sword Art Online's really popular. It's like it was the meme for like, oh, you watch anime? I watch Sword Art Online. Like, it's the Rick and Morty.
yeah, that's where I heard it from. It's from the memes.
Exactly. See, and she spelled sword wrong, and I don't even know how to spell sword right now. SWORD sword.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I think she spelled it SOWRD, so sword. So,
You just said the same thing
Yeah,
twice.
you just said the same thing.
well, however she spelled it, it was wrong, and I didn't correct her. I was like, oh. And then it hit me. It hit me when I was like looking at it, because she gave it to me. I was like, oh, cool. I had a memento,
Yeah.
and I got a little rubber duck. It's pretty cool. But like,
You know what? The memory of that story was so much better than
Yeah.
what it is.
I just taught kids bad English. That's what the story is, honestly. I was a really bad teacher.
Bro, you're dyslexic, bro. How could you teach them English?
Hey, I was pretty good. Let me tell you what. I was pumped when I wrote the English to Thai translation for
You
dolphin.
have a learning disability. You were teaching English.
What's going on?
Let me tell you, when you hear a bunch of kids say dolphin,
No one can spell like you can.
I can spell dolphin in Thai, not in English, but
Thai makes more sense than English.
it's once you get the characters right, it's easy.
Yeah, but not English.
Sawadee cop, Sawadee cop. I'm
Fair.
culture.
Fair. Your culture. When are you going back, bro? When are you going to take another trip?
When AI becomes more available, so they can do my job
Shut
here.
the fuck up, for real.
I'm serious
Why
about
haven't you done another trip?
Thailand.
Anywhere.
Well, I guess technically I got 2 more years until my passport expires. So
Yeah, so why don't you
Well,
do
you can always renew it, so I don't think it's
Yeah, that's not even that big of
nope. Once that expires, I'm done. I'm
You're
done
done
traveling.
traveling, right? You know what?
Yeah.
Everything I need to see is within 10
Within
miles
2
from me.
years.
Within 10 miles of me, everything I need to see is there.
I gave it 10
Walmart
years since
right
I was.
there, like
Mhm.
It's
Kohl's
all
right there.
civilization is right here.
I gave it 10 years. Now I'm done.
Yeah.
If I didn't explore the world in 10 years,
Why haven't you done more traveling?
It's like if you want to explore the world,
burned out.
the Indian food truck comes
What are
once
you
a month.
burnt out from? Work?
What?
Work?
Traveling,
Why? You did it once.
bro. I traveled like 3 different times.
Where?
Acapulco, Thailand,
But how long was your trip to Acapulco?
like a month and a half
That is a long time.
without clothes too, because my stupid fucking luggage
yeah,
got
it
stuck
got
in
lost.
America.
You gotta stop traveling and start vacationing.
Yeah, hey, my man.
That's
Come
what we're talking about.
Like
yeah.
go to the resorts, all you can eat. They might say like, "Oh, it's cliche."
Or just go for a week.
Just sit on the beach, have them bring drinks to you.
I'm
That's
saying
what
go
you
for
need.
a week.
That's why I think we should go to Coachella.
I'm going to Mexico at the end of April.
At the
Yeah.
end of April?
Leo, you should find a way to go. April 21st to 30th.
Wait, is this an open invitation to everybody?
You should find a way to
Because I
come.
got a fucking passport.
You should come.
I'll go to Mexico.
You should come.
I mean, it didn't seem like you
I-
wanted me to go.
Yeah, you should
I mean-
come. That would be amazing. But like, who would hold down the fort here? We would have to like cancel for like a week.
I'll take the podcast equipment.
But like, bro, like
We'll get
we're not
robbed.
gonna-
We'll
trust
get
me,
robbed
like, yeah,
podcasting.
it's not that easy to set up stuff. Like I don't know.
Ah,
But regardless of that,
Yeah.
I have a baptism over there that I have to do. I have a
are you going over there for like work?
like I have a baptism within my family. Like this, my cousin Fernando, his and his wife picked me and Aldo, my wife, to be godparents to their little girl Nicole, and yeah, it's really cute. And we're gonna go over there, baptize her, and we're probably it's like an 8 days that we took off. So like we're probably also gonna do like a little vacationing. Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna be there for that part.
Yeah.
I'll get the vacation part
and-
set up. I'll be doing the scouting while you guys doing the family stuff. I'll be.
Dude, you could, Phil, you could honestly spend 8 days in Guanajuato, and have,
Wait, this
like-
is where we're going,
yes.
bro. No way, bro. I'm so scared.
Why?
Guanajuato. I thought we were gonna be in Tijuana or something, bro.
Tijuana sounds way scarier.
No way,
Dude,
bro.
GTO is
In
like.
Guanajuato, you can only go if you're rich, though. You can't go if you're poor. You can't be a peasant. They won't let you in the city. I find it so funny how Guanajuato
Oh yeah,
wasn't
the
in news.
governor said some
Yeah,
shit
like,
about
hey,
like.
stop coming here. We're just gonna visit, spend money.
Yeah, the governor went on TV, bro. Where was the mayor?
Or in translation is like, I pay extra. It's like that one meme. It's like, where the broke people stay over there.
Yeah, that was totally what he was saying. But it was an amazing city for us rich tourists.
Yeah.
Trying to get some tourists in there, like, please
Dude,
spend
honestly,
money.
Phil, you would love GTO. It's like the
Guanajuato?
San Francisco and Paris had a baby, but they spoke Spanish, and there's a ton of like Mexican alt girls. Like you would love it, like straight up. And they all love to go clubbing.
And there's a lot of mummies, and the mummies scared me when I was a
Mummy?
little kid.
What's a mummy?
Like
There's
they have
yeah,
the mummies just
they
there.
have mummies like,
Why?
like Egypt. I like there's like when I don't know, I can't remember why. I think there's something in the
Is this
soil.
like a beauty thing?
No, there's like something in the soil that like people don't break down, and like they didn't know that for a few hundred years. So like they would like, I think that's what it is. You would have to look it up, but like people, there's a lot of mummies, and not like with paper or wrap, but like people that
They get preserved.
yeah,
Just,
they
like,
get preserved.
Shrunken.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
yeah.
They get preserved. A great word. Thank you.
I thought you were saying like these
No.
ladies were like
Nope.
bandaging themselves up
No,
from all
I'm glad
the
I said
bruises
that.
from
No,
their
no,
husbands
no.
and boyfriends. It's
No,
like,
men, women. There's pregnant fetuses and like, not pregnant fetuses, but pregnant women with the fetus.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's super beautiful city, Phil. Like we had like 5-course dinners for $30 a person, bro. Like French 5-course steak dinner for like $30, bro. Like,
but
with wine and like two
hear me out.
drinks,
Hear me
dude.
out. Hear me out. Bad Bunny.
Yeah, what about it?
He's at Coachella.
Is that when?
Oh,
In
it's 2 weekends.
August
It's
then,
April. It's in April.
or April. I'm at April because we're going April 21st to 30th.
It's April 12th.
Like that way, you can go to that too.
No, we can go to that
I
too.
can't go to that. I saw his birthday and I already asked off.
She would love to go see Bad Bunny.
It's April. Her birthday is April 14th, but still. It's too
Vamos
close to
a
her
la
birthday.
playa. Whatever his music is. Vamos a la playa.
I don't know.
Maria, Maria.
It's too close, bro. April 12th.
All right,
is
it
like a
was like
Wednesday.
something in the soil. So apparently, like when the cholera outbreak happened in Guanajuato and like thousands of people died, apparently since it's like super low humidity and super like arid there in Guanajuato, like the soil kept them preserved, so they all look like this. And dude, they took me into that when I was like 8 years old, and I was terrified. What the hell am I doing? Look at these
You
pictures.
can't
Like,
stop talking about it.
it's because like they're all like everyone was making fun of me, but it's like, dude, look, you see this, and you're like, oh yeah, that's perfectly normal.
Looks like they got their souls drained out of their bodies.
That's like-
Looks like some Hades shit.
Clearly, they're vampires. Somewhere roaming in Mexico. It's not the soil. This is Mexico. It's Vlad Dracula.
Dude, well, a great little city, Phil. Highly recommend it. And you could honestly
Alright.
spend a few days in there discovering cafes, restaurants, like museums. Frida Kahlo, Diego Rivera Museum is there.
Did you guys go to that one town in Guanajuato too, where it's taken over by white people?
Oh, San Miguel de Allende,
Yeah.
I think.
Wait. Look more into that. You guys go do your baptism shit over there. Catch me at San Miguel.
This is where all the people from the U.S. go to retire.
See, dude, look at that
That's beautiful, bro.
shit. That's what I'm saying.
That's why they go there.
See, why can't all of fucking Guanajuato be like this?
It is all like
A
this.
lot of it is.
We just needed to be more gentrified.
Dude, Guanajuato's super gentrified. Like half the people live here in the U.S. and they go back and spend money, and now it's all like this.
I'm not seeing any Applebee's.
It's because you haven't been to Leon, where you see the B-dubs.
Phil,
There's a B-dub in Leon.
All that. That's all I remember about Leon is like all you see is like Buffalo Wild Wings. You walk in the menus in Spanish, like what the hell?
Phil, we should get a timeshare there.
Timeshare? No, that's the biggest scam ever.
Not an official one. We should personally buy an apartment
One thing that
and then like treat it like a timeshare.
We need nationalism.
Dude, one thing like we gotta experience at least once in our lives is the Leon Hot Air Balloon Festival.
I mean, maybe if you guys set me up with one of your family members.
Like, dude, imagine seeing all that.
Bro, well, maybe if you were so fucking
What?
offensive to the community.
La comunidad me ama. La comunidad me ama a mí.
You know
mi
what I've told you?
pasión.
You're probably going to burn out with that soul girl, too. Once she, like, hears you on a podcast and
You
listens
can't be saying names, bro. What the fuck?
That's probably why your matches don't work out.
Yeah.
They probably end up on the podcast and you're like calling them names like, oh yeah, this bitch didn't respond.
No, I didn't say that, but so, hold on here. Perdóname. El nombre del Padre, del Hijo y del Espíritu Santo. Amén de Dios.
Leo, how much time? What are we at?
What are we at here? 50 minutes?
We're in an hour and 5.
We're an hour and 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Like, there's, like, a solid 8 or something.
No, we can cut out.
Yeah.
And we'll end on this note. I wanted to. By the way,
That's true.
look forward to that because if April? If we are at 200 subscribers by April, I will personally go to Guanajuato and face my fears of being mugged by scorpions. There's random scorpions right there.
There is
brother.
a lot of scorpions in Guanajuato, I will not lie. And then like
I'm so scared of them.
dude, because like I had a chance to like grow up in Guanajuato, or like in the state of Guanajuato, but where like her family's from for like a good year and a half. And then I would always see these scorpions. I'd be like, no big deal about it. It's like, dude, they bite you, you die.
Yeah, dude.
It's like, oh, they'd be crawling around the house like if there were spiders. Like, oh, that's not a big deal. It's like, if they sting you, you die. It's like, they'd just be like, hey, just don't let them sting you. I'm like, okay.
I gotta sleep at some point. What happens when they're coming around
They
sleeping?
hide in your shoes.
Oh fuck that, dude! I'm so scared. Yeah. If
Oh,
we're at-
wait.
if
Speaking of that, one time I woke up and there was like this massive scorpion, like the size of my shoe. Well, it wasn't that big, but you know, it seemed huge to me. I was like a little kid. And
The
then
size of my
dude,
shoe.
I did not want to get out of the bed. And I remember I had to like tell my aunt to come in here and like kill it. She came in with like a chancla, started hitting it. That thing was like squirming around. I was so
Just hear
scared.
that crunch.
Yeah, because like, dude, scorpions are mean.
Dude,
They're,
that
like,
bitch probably
they
held
look
the chocolate
so
back.
evil. Like they look so evil, and they're
With
just
that
all
tail,
around.
just-
Yeah. He's like holding it back, bro.
Not today, abuela.
Dude, and a lot of snakes out there. It took on those things that
Oh
like.
God.
Not that many snakes.
When I was there, like there was a lot of snakes, especially because like I know now it's more like a town, but when I was still a little kid, over there, like where all the houses are built, there weren't any houses. There'd be a lot of cactus, and me and my grandpa would go down there, and you would see so many snakes going around, and then she'd be like, "Yeah, just be careful with them. Don't get close to them. They won't sting or like bite you." And I'm like,
That sounds awful.
Dude, there's not a lot of that. That's before the development.
But all animals are dying around the world, so you know.
Okay,
good.
I like that better. I'd rather be worried about people than animals.
Yeah.
I can't control.
Nah, you're fine. Just don't look at them or make
No,
eye
honestly,
contact.
with you, bro, with you, I would say like sometimes you attract attention, and like you might be like ordering some tacos and somehow still be like attracting a shit ton of attention. Yeah.
It's
Hey, ¿cómo están, amigos? Dame al pastor asada. ¿Cómo se llama? How do you say? Me no speak English. Me no speak Spanish.
Oye, paisano, yo soy un paisano.
Yo como mucho.
No, you'll be
Payoso.
fine. You just can't catch the wrong person at the wrong time. Like,
Yeah.
don't make eye contact with anybody. Don't dress weird. You know.
No, this guy
don't speak.
This
at
guy
all.
can't dress up, bro. He'll be fine with as far as the.
If you wear the wrong colors, if you say the wrong word,
Shut the fuck up, Leo.
If I make eye
Shut
contact
the
with the
fuck-
wrong lady,
if you make eye contact with the wrong lady,
she'll be dating some cartel dude.
like if you like stop the wrong car, like if you think it's your Uber and you're like, "Hey, Uber," it's like, no, you're done.
They kidnap me.
If you pronounce a word wrong, like
Other than that, GTO is beautiful.
other than that, you're fine.
First of all, that doesn't apply in GTO. That only applies in the small towns.
Oh, what the fuck? That actually does apply in some places in Guatemala?
No, Guatemala.
Where is this?
Nah, bro, that doesn't.
Guanajuato?
He's just trying to yank your chain.
Hell yeah.
He's just
And
messing with
hopefully somebody else jinx my
Hey,
chain in Guanajuato.
if anybody causes you trouble, just pull out your U.S. passport. It works. It works.
you. Call the American embassy.
Call the American embassy. They'll be here any minute.
I'll call my grandma. Abuelita. Have her translate.
¿Qué está diciendo?
Ayúdame, ayúdame.
If it worked for Brittany Griner, why didn't it work for us, right?
Yeah, for real.
Oh, yeah.
Get me out of there. And folks, if we get to 200 subscribers before April, whenever, the 21st, I will personally make my venture into
And we'll get you a girl from over there.
the most beautiful and deadliest city
Oh, it's Mexican girl.
in Mexico. It's not Mexico, is it? Where is it?
Yeah.
In Mexico. Thank you, folks, for joining us for another exciting episode of Vida y Vino. Tune in next week where we're going to discuss about the menu, and we're going to come up with our own 5-course meal, and we're going to see who has the best ideal and the story for each meal. Because, if you've seen the menu on HBO Max, each meal is presented with an origin story. How a chef became a chef. So, tune in next week where we're going to be in person. Clap, 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 clap. Luis will be in the studio at the BTT South Studios, and we're going to compare our 5-course meals. And look forward to that. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to another exciting episode. And we'll see you all next week.